Hey everybody, welcome to video number 100. Second favorite movie of all time. First is Jaws. Second, from my childhood, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Walt Disney Pictures. Back when they were Disney, not whatever they are now. God knows. This was the second Disney film live action made. They'd done Treasure Island, said, hey, we can do something other than cartoons. And this movie was designed to be a cartoon. They were going to make an animated film. But Treasure Island did well, and somebody talked Walt into doing it live, or maybe he just decided to. And the rest is history, including a little boy that went to a theater as a child and saw some of the coolest stuff he had ever seen. And it took me a lifetime to collect so much of it. Yes, I know tripods and all these other fancy camera things coming. I thought I'd have it by video 100 actually, but hey, I'm working on it. What I am proud of is I've got and collected over the years the main cast in one six-figure form. That's Peter Lorre on the far left as Conseil, the great Kirk Douglas as Ned Land, moving over to the right, James Mason as Captain Nemo, one of my all-time favorite characters, and French actor Paul Lukas there to the right as Professor Arronax. Those are the four that anchor the movie. You could say there's another cast member. We've got Esmeralda the Seal. That was just a chance find on eBay, and I'm grateful to have her. She is in 6 scale and looks kind of cute with the captain. And another nifty eBay grab was the Squid that happens to be in scale. This guy, I've done a lot of checking and measuring and whatnot. It's in scale with this Nautilus. So, and there's a man down there. You can see the little diver. Now what he is, he's just a little weird colored TIE fighter pilot from one of the Micro Machines Star Wars sets. But he looks like a Nemo diver. And he's in scale. So I use him on the base to scale the submarine up. Now, we have a little bit of turntable capabilities. We're going to play some turntable here. This Nautilus model I started and built primarily in 2001. It is a model. It is a resin kit. It is not the, I don't know what company put out this painted and finished where you could just buy it. But anyway, they did that later with the same molds and you could buy the submarine. Mine was a kit. It was a dark gray resin kit with metal parts. It took me, I don't know, a couple of weeks. In fact, I had my back to the television while the World Trade Center thing was happening in 2001. All that was going on, and I was building a Nautilus while terrorists were knocking down World Trade Centers. In the meantime, that's why I remember it. Oh, there is a full interior to the, I may have closed off the salon window, but I did do a full interior, which you can't even hardly see, to the control room, you know, with the wheel, the ship's wheel and everything. It's all in there. There's a lot of detail in there. And funny enough, one of the things I think is kind of neat, let me see if I can show you here. Some of the hatches work. And when we get to the back side, the propeller and the rudder work. Quite proud of that. Now this is an old build. I mean, I've only revised it recently. I've cleaned it up a little. There were some things I did to sort of make it look a little more accurate. But it has been an ongoing project. You can see the lower area. Sorry about the lighting. I thought the blue background made it like it's underwater. You can't even see the blue hardly. But it's the only room I could shoot in. I had to come in my kitchen. This thing's 30 inches long, and I had to do what I had to do. So there's the tail. And the propeller turns. And the rudder operates. It's functional. So we get past Esmeralda there. The Squid I found on eBay. It was some sort of natural history museum toy. Turns out, if you look at it, it's actually in scale. If I were to set it up there where it would go, it's perfect. It's just perfect. Now these tentacles, the ones with the pods on them, the two, are very long, and they would have been in the movie. In the movie, they even reach down an open hatch just right here. They're reaching in there when the professor and Conseil are running around, he's like, get back, get back. So those are very long tentacles on a giant squid. That's what he actually grasps things and food with and brings them to his mouth, which is, there's a beak in there somewhere. I don't know if you can see it. It's in there. And the colors I did the squid in are the Disney colors. He was a grayish, sort of metallic-y, brown. I don't know. They didn't know maybe much about him back then in '54. For one thing, that they changed colors and that they're often red. I love that they did a glowing eye. They had a light in the eye, so I did the best I could with paint to bring the eye out. And I got a nice base for my model. Let's look at that for just a second here. And I got a plaque on it back when I made the model, and it says, if you can read, I don't know if you can read that. The Nautilus, the submarine designed by Harper Goff. I always give credit to designers. For the 1954 Walt Disney film, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The Harper Goff, if the Nautilus is impressive to you, and you see it and you think, oh, that's cool, I wonder if Harper Goff did anything else. Well, yeah, if you've seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original, he designed a lot of stuff in that, especially the flying elevator, the glass elevator. That's very much a Harper Goff look. And the big Wonka thing that had foam all over it. Anyway, he did that. And if you've ever seen the movie Fantastic Voyage, where they go in the little sub inside the human body, Harper Goff designed that submarine too. He designed a lot more stuff, but this to me is his crown. Being that, in my opinion, it's the greatest Nautilus design from the novel. In the novel, it's a big tube. And Disney, they designed it for the animated film, but then refined it for the live-action movie. Anyway, that's the story of the submarine, the best I can think of. There are guys out there that have far finer, elaborate models than I do. There's a man I just found that he's doing it from the inside out, and he's making it all fit. And it is a fantastic piece of work where he has made everything work as well as it can. And he's building to the outside, where he may never do an exterior shell. But it is fantastic, and I recommend you look him up. I may put a link if I can remember to. You just got to see it. It's unbelievable what the man's done for an interior for the submarine as a model. Handmade, no 3D, no CAD, none of that stuff. Anyway, real quick, basic figure customs here on the figures. Nothing really. I had a friend named Spencer online. He was a really cool buddy, and he did some cool sculpting for me. He did the Peter Lorre, and he also did the Paul Lukas. And I think he did a fantastic job. I'm more than gratified, and they're incredible to me. I love his sculpt. They're really, really amazing pieces. And I've kind of done the best I can for clothing. the professor, I've got to get him a better tweed jacket with trim. Nemo is I think that's a German naval admiral or captain's uniform reworked. I put the Nautilus emblem on his sleeve with the stripes. The hat I made from scratch with a little N on it. And since I have no head sculpt, I need a more accurate James Mason really badly. If anybody out there has one, can get one, knows one, sees one, please help me with a 1/6 scale James Mason head sculpt. I would love that. And you go, well, there's a pretty good one there. Well, no, that's not James Mason. That's the G.I. Joe Robert E. Lee that came out many years ago, 20 or 30 years ago. And I just repainted it. And it looks pretty good. I mean, I did the best I could to make it look like James Mason, but his face is too long. James Mason had a very round head, broad head, and it's very different. Anyway, this is my 100th video. I'm very proud of my collection. I don't have tons of Nautilus models. I believe I have the Christmas ornament. I just don't have a lot of Nautilus stuff. But this is my favorite movie, Submarine. It's my second favorite movie. I love this movie. I watched it again last night just to get the inspiration going. And to make sure that my model looked worth a toot. You know, I'm not competing. I just want it to look good. There are people that are going to tear apart some of the things I did. I actually just painted the dark in these little water vents where the water comes out. They had blended for a long time, and I thought the sub looked kind of weird. And adding that slight curve of the dark dashes there makes it look more like the Nautilus to me. I was like, wow, I can't believe I missed that in all those 20 years. So sometimes these things are always in progress. I'm never completely finished with them. But I hope you like my set. Please like, subscribe, comment. If you feel free to comment, say anything you want. I mean, I can take it. I did not mention the Kirk Douglas head was made by a fellow in Spain. He's done, if you're looking for it, it's the Vikings version where he's got the scar on his left eye. I re-sculpted the left side of his face and then added doll hair, mohair, and made him the Ned Land. That, just so you know, that's not a sculpt. That's not the way it is. The original was from the Vikings. So look for that if you want a really nice Kirk Douglas that's out there that looks, period, about that right 50s time. So yeah, sorry about that. I knew I forgot something pretty major there. And that would be that. That's my guys. That's my seal. That's my squid, and I'm standing by them. Who knows what the next 100 videos are going to be? Lord knows. I hope they're more stable and in focus. All I can say is y'all take care, and we will see you next time.